Will Donald Trump release the UFO files? Well, let's talk about that and a whole lot more, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Now, Trump has said before that he would release the UFO files, and here he is saying that again.
Very interested in footage of UFOs. The Pentagon has released a few videos, and there's been anecdotal reports from fighter pilots. So a lot of people want to know, will you help push the Pentagon to release more footage, which a lot of people claim is available?
Oh, yeah, sure, I'll do that. I would do that. I'd love to do that. I have to do that. But they also are pushing me on Kennedy. And I did release a lot, but I had people come to me and beg me not to do it. But I'll be doing that very early on. But I would do that.
So there you go. He would do that, he says. He says he has to do it. Of course, then he immediately changes the subject to Kennedy. The two could be related, of course, and it'd be interesting if that's where his mind went, but it's probably just because those are files that should be released to the public, and the powers that be are covering both of those subjects up, whether they're related or not. I've told you before what I think about why they are covering up the JFK situation, because a certain powerful government entity is involved. And certainly multiple powerful government agencies and entities are covering up the UFO things. Are the two related? I don't know. And I seriously doubt that Trump will even be able to release the UFO files. I don't think any president has the power to do that. I honestly don't. No matter what their intentions are, I don't think they have the power. I don't think any of them have been fully read into the situation, barring perhaps, the presidents that may or may not have dealt directly with the beings. We're talking about Ike. We're talking about possibly Truman. If any of that actually happened, then of course they would have been fully read in. But anybody after that, I don't think has been read in to the full deal. They may have been shown something at the level of what Harry Reid and Tom Wilson were shown, where they were kind of shown into the foyer and of the control group, and somebody admitted that they had some stuff, and that's about as far as it went. But time will tell, guys. Time will tell. The proof is in the pudding. Meanwhile, we've got new statements from Colin Kelleher and James Lukatsky talking about actual interactions with Arrow. Did Arrow reach out to them? Well, let's find out.
Jim indicated that Arrow has not reached out about the database, but he doesn't say whether Arrow has reached out at all. I would think there are a few people in the world that have more expertise on this issue than Colin and Jim. And I was just curious, if I were running Arrow, I would want to talk to you guys. Have they reached out and tried to just establish a line of communications, or are you able to say?
The reach out was on an unclassified network. I would give you the answer yes, for me.
Was it Dr. Kirkpatrick, you guys, or was it somebody from his office?
Oh, now here Jeremy's getting back to. It was a person from his office in a position to reach out. I can say that as based on his background and his position, it was a proper contact. Yes,
proper contact. He won't tell us who that was. He's very cagey. James Lukatsky, very, very cagey. I don't know why he's so cagey, but he is. If it had been on a private server, we wouldn't even know this much. But it turns out that Colin Kelleher has also been approached by Arrow. I mean, he says, same here. It's interesting. I would like to know what those interactions were composed of. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, it didn't go anywhere or result in anything. It certainly didn't change Arrow's tune in any way. And these two gentlemen are very cagey. They always have been. And, I love them. We wouldn't have UFO disclosure without either of those two gentlemen. The current age of UFO disclosure we are going through wouldn't be possible without both of those guys. And of course, their collaborations with George Knapp. Getting the word out. George Knapp first got the word out to James Lukatsky via his book and got James involved. And they have gone on together to pave the way for great things in terms of UFO disclosure, uncovering a wealth of fascinating information at Skinwalker Ranch, actually getting the government to investigate it. And now we know at least some of what they have investigated. OSAP, ATIP, all of that came out of the work of those gentlemen. So again, we wouldn't have UFO disclosure without it, or as much as we are getting anyway. Meanwhile, speaking of the Skinwalker Ranch team, Joe Murgia says, once again, from what I understand, Jay Stratton found the crash retrieval program and related programs. And I am assuming this is during his work at the UAP task force, and requested someone else come in to see if they could confirm it. Enter David Grush. So that's really interesting that Jay Stratton found the crash retrieval program. We have been told previously that Eric Davis also pointed the way to the crash retrieval program to David Grush. So I would love to learn the full breakdown of all of that. Who knew what? How far did they get? How deep in it are they? Will we ever know? Probably not. Is Jay Stratton now reverse engineering UFOs alongside Travis Taylor at Radiance? I don't know, but it's interesting to think about. Okay, now getting back to the Eric Davis situation and the Grant Cameron situation, because Eric Davis kind of accused Grant of being unethical, which I thought was a shame, and Grant has responded. Wow, he is some pissed. Okay. For the record, I never shopped the Wilson notes. I promised James Rigney that I would put them in Beyond Managing Magic. When I realized I could not do that, I just made the notes free to anyone who asked about them. Chase Williams got a copy and he helped me. If everyone had stopped playing cover-up, I never would have been in such a position. Usually, Eric is pretty accurate. He messed up his Sephardi accusation, and losing that, I would have thought he would be a little more quiet. I'm not quite sure what the Sephardi accusation was. If you know, let me know. For the record, Grant says, many of the top researchers have now confirmed they have the Wilson document for years and chose to sit on it. Why must I be the guy to have to disclose stuff other disclosure? I think he means over disclosure. Researchers are hiding. Wilson document, Johnson UFO study, Douglas Air Force documents, Advanced Physics Group notes, Rockefeller Initiative documents, and the yet to be vindicated the alien autopsy emails. The whole field reminds me of collecting matchbook covers like I did in the past, where whoever has the most when he dies wins. So there you go. Grant Cameron speaking out against the accusations from Eric Davis, and James Rigney has replied as well. I respectfully disagree with Dr. Eric Davis when he says that the people, including myself, who were responsible for releasing the Wilson Davis notes acted unethically. In fact, what would be unethical would be not to release them. Totally agree, James. I mean, there's a fine line between, we're sharing classified information and stuff like that. But absolutely, the public needs to know this. It is unethical for the powers that be to have kept us in the dark for so long. So absolutely, I believe in sharing this information and being as transparent as possible. I understand that Eric Davis is not in a position to be transparent, and that's frustrating because I know he knows some stuff. I would love to learn what he knows. But there you go. And the Eric Davis thing goes on because now we are learning that, at least from Alex DeLarge, actually, Eric and Lou are cool. Interestingly, according to Alex, of Quick update to everyone asking, yes, it really was Eric Davis in the Facebook posts, and no, Eric was not attacking Lou in his comments. Lou and Eric are good friends. Lou is right. We need to stop going on about ATIP/OSAP, naming/dates, who did what, and just ignore the trolls who want to keep debating it. It's just a distraction and not important. It doesn't change anything. Lou is true, and he is driving us in the right direction. I'm hearing big things are planned, and as Tim Burchett has mentioned, public hearings are coming, or at least one public hearing. P.S. I probably shouldn't have leaked Eric's confession of the Wilson memo to the public. Sorry, Eric. Well, I'm glad you did, Alex. I'm glad you did leak that confession because now we know that Eric Davis confirms, at least in a private setting, or what he thinks is private, that he did in fact write the Tom Wilson, Eric Davis memo, the notorious memo that exposes the reality of the UFO crash retrieval and reverse engineering program. Huge thing, guys. Huge thing. Okay, enough nuts and bolts stuff. Let's get into the woo-woo. I haven't talked about in the woo in a while. It's been days, guys. It's been days since I've gotten seriously into the woo. But we need to. This stuff is important. It's all connected. Lou has phantasmal orbs in his house. You know, Jay Stratton as a werewolf. You know, you know what I'm saying? It's all connected, guys. It's all connected. So from, I'm going to mispronounce her name, but Helene Wabe, the author of The Science of Channeling, Why You Should Trust Your Intuition and Embrace the Force That Connects Us All. Well, on this page that's talking about an upcoming event that she's participating in, and by the way, she is the Director of Research at the Institute of Noetic Sciences and an adjunct assistant professor in the Department of Neurology at Oregon Health and Science University. Okay, this is cool, guys. Reports of non-physical beings assisting in Reiki sessions. Now, I'm a Reiki master myself. I'm actually one level above a Reiki master. Don't think that's too impressive. There's 3 levels above that. Yeah, I mean, I discovered Reiki a few years ago, and I was blown away when I had Reiki performed on me for the first time, and I actually felt the energy. And that led me to ultimately wanting to learn this for myself. You know, when you feel the energy, when you feel the chi, the force, you know, prana, vril, whatever you want to call it, ki, you know, it's an amazing experience to feel that for the first time, and then to be able to learn how to use that energy. Learn to use the Force, guys. You can all become Jedis. See your local Reiki practitioner. All right, but as I was talking about with the awesome Das Smith in the interview I had with him, when he was seeing the advent of Reiki, our modern Reiki, or, you know, the protocols of Reiki that we understand in our modern age, he was saying that that gentleman who received that download and that energy and that information, who went looking for it and who found it, there are also non-humans involved. And that has been my understanding as well, that there are non-humans involved in helping Reiki practitioners channel and use this energy with these certain protocols, maybe without the Reiki protocols. I don't know if they've ever been seen without the specific Reiki protocols, but maybe they have. I don't know. Either way, I've been to multiple Reiki sessions that have been performed on me where the practitioner said, yeah, Jack, there were beings there. And other occasions as well, beings have shown up, and multiple people have seen them. Not me. I rarely see anything, unfortunately. Sometimes I see stuff, but rarely. But anyway, moving on to the cool bit here. Reports of non-physical beings assisting in Reiki sessions. What? Across diverse cultures, the belief in non-physical beings plays crucial roles in both illness and healing. In a previous study, participants reported the presence of non-physical beings during energy medicine sessions. To evaluate the perceived presence and characteristics of non-physical beings, 6 seers observed 40 Reiki sessions, and quantitative and qualitative data were collected from the seers, participants, and Reiki practitioners. All sessions had reports of apparent non-physical beings. All sessions, including angels, spirit guides, and possession/spirit attachments. The reported entities mainly aided the healing process, but some were also linked to pathology. That doesn't sound great. The findings highlight the potential importance of ostensible non-physical entities in Reiki, warranting further investigation. Now, my understanding is that these beings that this page is describing as non-physical, they are indeed higher dimensional beings. So much of the UFO activity that we are seeing seems to be not nuts and bolts. It's coming from somewhere else outside of this reality. Many people, including David Grush and others, have talked about this. Many others have seen and reported on the evidence of UFOs being connected to the metaphysical, including the aforementioned J. Stratton and Lou Elizondo. What does this mean? Well, you can describe other dimensional beings as aliens if you like. They are non-humans. So, it's really interesting that they are assisting in these healing energies. I have never heard of any pathology associated with it, but I have heard of angels, spirit guides, and coming in to assist, but also Arcturians and other supposed higher dimensional beings that come in to assist in energy healings. And in fact, it may have been them that gave us those protocols, because we don't need the Reiki protocols or the Qigong protocols or any other protocols to practice these energy techniques. We're all born with it. We're all connected to the Qi. We're all Jedi, guys. We're all Jedi. You kind of have to learn some of this stuff unless you're just natively gifted with it, powerful with it. But we all have it. We're all born with it. We can do all the things, guys. We can do all the things. We can talk to people, do remote viewing, remote communication, move things with our minds or with the Qi, and certainly heal with the Qi. So, we can all do this stuff independent of any beings, any external beings. But what it looks like is some higher dimensional beings, maybe some spirit guides, maybe some angels, I don't know, but definitely some higher dimensional beings seem to have been trying to help us reconnect with this energy, since we have kind of lost our way in the technological age. And I think that is what led to the creation of the specific Reiki protocols, and maybe other protocols as well, like Qigong. It's really interesting that in all sessions, non-physical beings were reported. That's crazy, guys. It's crazy, and it shows the UFO phenomenon is not dark. It's not doom and gloom. It is mixed. There's good and there's bad, but there are absolutely higher dimensional beings that come in to help us. And when it talks about spirit guides here, well, remember in my interview with Costa Macrias, he says that in his experience, the occupants of UFOs are sometimes our spirit guides. And I know somebody locally who I'm hoping to interview very soon who has contact with UFOs and communicates with them and can summon them, who says the same exact thing. I think that's fascinating, guys. Anyway, let me know what you think about it all as we enjoy this awesome, crazy lightning. Oh my God, that's crazy. Look at that. What the hell is going on with that lightning? Okay, let me know. Let me know what you think. like and subscribe, smash the like button, visit the merch store. There's t-shirts, there's awesome coffee mugs. If you are a reader of science fiction and fantasy, check out my novels. See the link below. I'm a novelist. You can also become a channel member because, of course, channel members are rock stars. And I really appreciate you guys' support, guys. Thank you so much. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.